Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on. We have Devin here from NYU. Give it up for Devin. She's going to co-MC this with me today. We also have Bevan from Masters High School. Give it up for Bevan. And Zoe, we're all going to lead this together. We're going to have a speak out today, and then we're going to march to Washington Square Park. And so I want people to know that students are striking and walking out of schools all over the country today. Give some love to your brothers and sisters in Tennessee right now that are walking out. In Los Angeles. In Seattle. And in Washington, D.C. tonight, students and youth are mobilizing at the Supreme Court. And this Saturday, 2 p.m., right here in Union Square, we got to come back stronger. We got to come back with thousands of people and become ungovernable in New York City. And then all next week, we are shutting down schools, we are shutting down highways, we are doing voter drives. And by the we, I mean we. All right, so we're going to hear from Bevan, Bela. I put them together into one person. Bela, and then Devin. Give it up for Bela.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Bela Kraus. I'm 15 years old and I'm a student organizer with Rise Up for Abortion Rights. And I, like everyone here, am fucking furious. I walked out of school today because I could not just sit back and let these politicians determine what I'm able to do with my own damn body. I am completely terrified of the possibility that I will lose access to safe, legal reproductive health care. Over the past few months, I've been participating in many protests, rallies, dine-ins, and demonstrations in support of access to safe, legal abortions. And at almost every single one I had attended, an older person came up to me with an overwhelming amount of disappointment in their eyes. They always say, "I'm so sorry, kid. We thought we solved this one when I was in school. I can't believe your generation still has to fight this shit." And you know what? They're right. These people, they remind me of everything we're fighting for, to keep bans off our bodies and to be seen by the U.S. government as full human beings that are able to make decisions for themselves. I stand here today trying to protect Roe v. Wade, and I would just like to take a moment to appreciate every person who paved the way in this movement, fighting for Roe in the first place. Every person who decided that their body was not a political playground. Every person who realized that their anger is powerful and decided to fight back. Everyone here today is standing on the shoulders of the older generations movement, and so we must pave the way for our future generations. We must bring young energy to this movement and fight for our lives, our dreams, and our futures. We must fight like our lives, our dreams, and our futures depend on it, because they do. If you are ready to take on this fight, let me hear you. The anger that each and every one of you has here today is powerful, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. They will try to silence us, but we are done being silenced. We are done being polite. So let me hear y'all again. When abortion rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When abortion rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. All right, thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Devin. I'm 19, and I am a student coordinator with Rise Up for Abortion. I'm a student at NYU. I want to thank you all for coming here today, because you are here because you see the immediacy of this movement. you see the dire need of immediate action. I've been frustrated over the past weeks because when I've brought up a rally or a protest to my friends, to my fellow students, the things that they use as excuses are gym workouts and going to other student events that will continue after this. This is a movement that needs to be addressed now. We cannot sit by, we cannot wait, and it's not going to be convenient. We are going to have to make small sacrifices from our everyday lives in order to make this happen. But rather those small sacrifices than sacrificing the right to our own bodies and to deciding what our future is going to be. So we have to make those small sacrifices so we don't have to make the sacrifice of our future and our autonomy over our lives and our bodies. And that isn't just going to come from our government giving support. And like the protest that happened yesterday in Folly Square, or 2 days ago in Folly Square, just saying that you are supporting this movement and that this is something wrong, that this is something that we need to stand up against, is not standing up against it. In order to stand up against it, we need to be in the streets like we are now. We need to rally together. We need to rise up, show civil disobedience, and show that we are not going away. We will not stop until we continue, until we hold this right. So, show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Thank you.
All right, it's my pleasure to introduce Sarah Taylor, who has been a key initiator of the Rise Up for Abortion Rights movement. And we love her and we appreciate all the work that she does. So here's Sarah.
I gotta get my green bandana on. First of all, I want to say, you all are so beautiful out here. On Monday night, we all heard the news that the Supreme Court leaked a decision, a draft decision, saying that they are on track, that a majority on the Supreme Court voted back in February, an early vote, that they were going to overturn Roe versus Wade, that they were going to decimate women's fundamental right to abortion. That's right, fuck them. This would be an atrocity. This would be an atrocity. Forcing women to have children against their will is barbaric. It is a form of enslavement. When women are forced to have children against their will, when they are denied the right to abortion, this shatters lives. This forecloses dreams. This drives women into poverty or deeper into poverty. This traps women in abuse. It forces young girls and women to drop out of school, to lose their jobs, to foreclose their future. And it is the state telling women that they are less than fully human. Will we accept this, sisters and brothers and beautiful people? Now I want to stress, this is a draft decision. This is not yet law. And in RiseUpForAbortionRights.org, we've been having rallies. Some of the young people you heard from have been helping organize these rallies, walking out. We saw this coming, but most of this country did not know. And so they were silent and they were not with us in the streets. But since Monday night, this has been in the headlines. This has dominated. Everybody knows. So now is the time, when everybody knows, and this is not yet the law, for us to rise up and stop this from becoming the law. Now is the time to stop the Supreme Court from decimating abortion rights. Now is the time. And I don't want to hear any more bullshit. And you shouldn't accept it either. Where people say, including some of the people who are speaking out against this, who say, oh, we'll hold them accountable in November, after this law, after this right has been taken away. That's right, it is far easier. It is far easier to defend a right while you still have it than to win it back after it has been taken. And let's be real about these elections. They were never on the side of the people, and right now the GOP, the Republicans, is a fully fascist party. They are suppressing votes. They are gerrymandering. They have replaced election officials, and they have proven their willingness to use violence to overturn elections they lose. So let's not have illusions that we'll win this back if we let it be taken now. And I don't want to hear any more bullshit. And you shouldn't either, about how we should just prepare to help women learn how to induce their own abortions, or help them travel to other states after Roe is overturned. No, we have to stop this from being overturned. We need to stop it now. So I want to hear you answer me. I'm going to say, prepare for post-Roe, and I want you to say, fuck no. Fuck no. Prepare for post-Roe. Prepare for post-Roe. 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 We need to stop this now. And I want to talk about how we do that, beautiful people. I want to talk about how we do that. A big part of how we do that is what you have done today. We walk out of school. We walk off the job. We take over the freeways. We shut this country down. Not for one day of symbolic feel-good venting where then we go back to our regular lives and let this nightmare descend. No. We need to do this relentlessly, again and again. There should be no business as usual when that business is on track to enslave, to subjugate, to brutalize and control women. Hell no! This is why we wear this green bandana. This is the symbol of abortion rights, of fierce struggle in the streets. This is the symbol that was popularized by women in Argentina, taken up in women, taken up by women in Colombia, spread across Latin America and around the world. These are deeply Catholic countries, very patriarchal, very repressive, places where abortion had been criminalized for generations. Places where women were sent to prison for miscarriages. Places where women died and had their lives foreclosed by forced motherhood. But the women there rose up, and they kept coming back, and they kept coming back, and they kept coming back. Until they made what everybody thought was impossible a reality. They decriminalized abortion in Argentina. They decriminalized abortion in Colombia. And don't let anybody tell you that it is too late to stop these fascists on the court from decimating Roe versus Wade. Bob Avakian, the revolutionary leader I follow, has a quote: "The politics of the possible is the politics of monstrosity. If we accept what everybody says is all that's possible, you have to accept this Supreme Court ruling because we are not on the court. You have to wait. You have to do just what the rulers and their political channels tell us we can do. If we accept that, we are accepting monstrosity. And in contrast, we need to change what's possible through our struggle in the streets. So I want to talk very concretely about how we do this. Next week, starting this weekend, rolling through the week, RiseUpForAbortionRights.org has called for a week of action, a week of resistance, a week of raising hell, where everybody has to show which side they're on. And you are either in the streets, you are either walking out, you are either shutting down, you are either rising up, or you are saying you are okay with female enslavement. There is no neutral. And it is the unbridled fury of millions and millions of women across this country that needs to be woken up and flood these streets. Millions and millions of women and girls rising up in fury against thousands and thousands of years of patriarchal chains and degradation. The brutality, the insult, the rape, the sexual assault, the street harassment, the pimping out, the degradation. All the ways that women for generations and generations have been treated as less than and property of men and baby-making machines and told that your worth is in your virginity and told to be ashamed of your body and your desires and your sexuality and differently gendered people. All of this fury that has been suppressed, that has been suffocated, needs to come out in the streets right the fuck now to stop this fight. We must not go back. 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 And I want to say that you have the power. Young people have been in the forefront of every major movement for social change. Now is the time to put it all on the line. And in this fight, we need everybody, different backgrounds, different genders, different nationalities, different outlooks, different ages. And we need to unite all who can possibly be united. All of us together to draw a line. You're either for stopping this Supreme Court from enslaving women and decimating abortion rights, or you are on the wrong side. And for myself, I come at this as a communist and a revolutionary, a proud follower of the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian, the architect of the new communism. And I am coming at this with the recognition that we are going to have to take this fight all the way to bringing down the system that rules over us. Capitalism and power. To finally end all of traditions, chains, and patriarchy. To finally end the white supremacy that courses through this society and this system. To finally end the climate-destroying profit motive of capitalism and the way it is grinding up our sisters and brothers around the world. So if you are feeling me on that, I want to invite you to check out the Revolution Nothing Less show. It's a YouTube show I co-host. We have our 100th episode coming out tonight at youtube.com/therevcoms. And so come and learn about it. But as we do, we need to stand shoulder to shoulder with people again, uniting all who can possibly be united to stop this Supreme Court and make clear that if they try to take this right away, if they try to enslave women, if they try to go forward with this, their society will be prevented from functioning at all. So let me hear you one more time. You are so beautiful. Let me hear you one more time. Prepare for post-road. Prepare for post-road. Put your fist in the air. I want to close out with this. Repeat after me. right, say it, without this basic right, women can't be free.
Women can't be free.
Abortion on demand.
Abortion on demand.
And without apology.
And without apology.
Without that, we'll put it all together and this will be what I end with. Say it all together. Without this basic right.
Without this basic right.
Women can't be free.
Women can't be free.
Abortion on demand.
Abortion on demand.
And without apology.
And without apology.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right, everybody, we're going to get ready to march soon. How y'all feeling? Abortion on demand.
Abortion on demand.
And without apology.
And without apology.
All right, we're going to pass out some of these flyers. Everybody should have one. Take one and pass it around. We're going to hear from one more speaker, and then we're going to hit the road. And the reason why I want you to hear from Jim, you're going to hear from Jim Farrat. Bayla's going to introduce him. Bayla's going to introduce Jim here. But you're going to hear from him because he's going to tell a story of what it was like when abortion was illegal. And all of us need to hear this because it really matters. And if you got your phone out right now, you guys should go on Instagram Live, wherever you are, and tell people to come gather you. Let's give it up for Jim Farrat.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice. No state, no religion can control my body. Hey, it's great to see all of you. I come from the generation that thought we had won this battle, that women could control their bodies. And I, as a gay man, know that it also affects me. They're going to go after my pride, my tribe, and they're going to go after same-sex marriage. They're going to go after those things. Men have a role to play. Trust women. Trust women. In the streets, not at your computer. You're got to be in the streets. I have to tell you that very little is said about the separation of church and state. It's a part of the Constitution. Very little is said about freedom of religion or no religion. That is the foundation of this country. And religious fanatics have taken control of the Republican Party, and those elected officials they're getting elected over any principle of honesty, integrity, and supporting the Don't be fooled by the rhetoric. Follow those politicians. Be in the street. Confront them everywhere. Make them take a stand. Do they support the rights of women to choose? It's that simple. I want to tell you how I first became aware of abortion. I was a young actor in 1962 who lived on West 10th Street in the Village. One morning, I got a call from my friend the cabaret chanteuse singer. She was very exotic. At 22, from Rhode Island working class, I had never met anyone like this woman before. She called me at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd been out all night, but I answered the phone. She said, Jim, come down here immediately. I need your help. I went downstairs. This is when they had cheap apartments in the West Village. None of you know that experience. And she had a bathtub in the kitchen. I went in, she was in the bathtub, and the water was all red. She told me that I had to go to the drugstore and get maximum Kotex. Well, I had never been asked to do something like that before, you know. I mean, that was women's things over there in that counter. But I did it. I went to the drugstore, got maximum strength Kotex, and rushed back to the apartment building on West 10th Street. When I opened the door, I found her dead in her bathtub. She had had a botched abortion. That is what's going to happen to many women, particularly poor women of color and poor white women who have no other choices. I support the activists that are trying to think post Roe versus Wade. But that's not what we need to do now. We have to be visible and tell those 5 political appointees by 2 presidents who did not win the majority of the vote. It was the Electoral College that put them in. They were not the real winners. So what do? We fight! We fight! And I want to say something to the men in this group. I was in ACT UP in the 80s, and the women in ACT UP organized a demonstration at Yankee Stadium. They bought a lot of tickets. We fundraised for it, and they went on a big game. And midway through that game, they all held up these signs, and it said, "No love, no glove, no love, no glove, no love." Now what does that mean? And I'm talking to the men here. Wear a condom. And I say to the women here, no glove, no love. No glove, no love. Now this is one generation or 2 or 3 or 4 back there talking to what gives me hope for the future. It is going to be your future, and you are doing what every student should be doing. Nothing at this point is more important. Don't be fooled by this proxy war. Think about your body. Think about your body. Think about your body. And I say to the men, what the doctor who was murdered put on the front of his building, his clinic, which served women who chose to abort. Trust women. Trust women. Trust women. Trust women. We're going to work generation to generation together. We're here, people like me, to help you, support you. If you want to know more stories, I'll tell them to you. But I will never forget my friend, dead in a bathtub because of a botched abortion, because it was not legal. We, in the Gay Liberation Front, in 1969, took women to safe abortionists. That's what men and women and political people can do. But right now, let's stop this madness at the Supreme Court. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Thank you.
Okay, who's ready to march, New York City? All right, so we're going to get ready. We need 2 volunteers to come help hold this banner. Can I get 2 volunteers to come hold this banner right here? Yeah, give it up. All right, all right. So I'm going to have you go line up right over there. Someone help them go get lined up over where they need to be. All right, everybody, the banner follows Bela. The banner follows Bela. Over this way, follow Bela. The banner follows Bela. And we need some volunteers to take these flyers to hand out to people on the side of the sidewalk. Can we grab those flyers over there? Take stacks of them. We're going to wake up New York City. All right, getting ourselves together. Get the flyers. Get your signs up and out. Get your stickers. Get stacks of stickers to hand out to people. Okay, so the stickers are right in here. Chantel's going to help give stickers. Get stacks of stickers. Everybody get lined up behind the banner, the green banner. Pro-life, your name's alive. Repeat after me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, you're just gonna look at me. Why'd you guys come out today? What do you sort of hope for realistically?
I came here because I'm a 15-year-old girl in New York City and my rights are being threatened. And I came here because I'm hoping to not allow these government officials who think they have control over my body to do what they're doing and take us back 50 years of fighting.
My body, my choice. No other person should have to for me.
Perfect. Can I just ask your names?
Yeah, my name's Anna Hunt.
Spelled as I would think.
Yeah.
You're a high school student?
Yeah, I'm a high school student, freshman year. I'm 15 years old.
You're in the city?
I'm in the city, yes.
Say,
Yeah, my name's Julia Weissman, and we both go to Beacon.
Beacon High School. Okay,
Yeah.
how do you spell Weissman?
Weissman.
And how old are you?
15.
As well. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, can we talk real fast from Reuters?
Okay.
Okay. All right. What do you hope for from Democrats, from sort of the party in power, but this is happening, right? What do you think?
Well, do they have power? With the filibuster, they haven't had any power. But I would like Schumer to call every single person to the floor and tell us what they think. I want to know who's against us. I want to know who wants girls bleeding out on the streets again. I want to know who wants to take away our education, our careers. We fought this fight for 40 years, 50 years. Now I'm looking at these young faces. They have no future. They need a future. They deserve a future. This can't stand. I won't let it stand.
Thank you very much. Can I just ask your name?
Allison.
And your last name?
I don't want to say.
How do you spell Allison?
Allison.
Okay, can I ask what you do here in New York?
No, it doesn't matter.
Can I just ask your age?
55.
Thank you, Allison. Good luck.
What are we going to do? Are we going to get more boxes or are we going to march?
Excuse me? Can we do a quick interview with Reuters?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Okay, cool. All right. You're going to look at me.
Okay.
All right.
Let me put my food away.
You're going to be great. You can just hold it. You're good.
Okay.
Just look at me.
Okay.
Looks good. All right. What do you think about this protest here? Is this big enough? Give us a sense. This is a big deal what's going on, right?
Oh, it's definitely a big deal. At the end of the day, the woman has the right to make choices and decisions to her body. No one should dictate, tell a woman what they can and cannot do. In support, like I have a mother, I have aunts, I have sisters, I have girlfriends. Like, women need to be able to make their decisions, be seen as the powerful beings that they are, and be respected. And it's their choice. It's their choice.
Looking at me, what do you hope is the next steps in this protest? This was a few hundred people, but this is a big deal, as we said. What do you hope for next?
I hope that attention is brought to this and awareness is brought to this, pro-life, pro-choice, and really have a conversation where we change the fact that men should not be the ones ruling on women or everyone's rights. You know, it should be people. Yeah.
Can I ask your name?
Jean-Remarque.
How do you spell that?
Jean, last name Remarque.
Okay, cool. And ask what you do here in New York?
I'm an urban gardener.
Oh, cool.
And a zero waste designer.
Love it. And how old are you?
I am 38 years old.
Me too. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks a lot.
Put this on a second in case there.